What's up, guys? It's Carlos, back with another video this week on DDD Tuesday. And like you guys saw up on the topic above, in today's video, we're going to be talking about how having overweight on the body causes chronic low back pain. So this question again was brought to us by one of you viewers. Thank you so much again. You know who you are. Thank you so much for the question. And guys, feel free to ask me anything regarding DDD. This is what DDD Tuesdays is here for, guys. To help you, to help me understand DDD better and find ways that could possibly be thinking outside the box that could help us with our DDD. Also, if you enjoy the channel, guys, if you gain something from it, if you like my personality, if you want to see more of my life outside of DDD Tuesdays, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, hit the little notification bell as well so you don't miss any other future episodes. Because guys, it's getting a lot harder to be a small YouTuber, and I'm doing this part-time on the side. It does take up time, so I would really appreciate that, guys. But anyhow, let's move on with the video. Being overweight, guys, I did a little research on the topic, and it was a bit rough because I thought I was gonna find a lot of things that would link being overweight to DDD. And the reason I say that is because I am gonna show you guys in a picture I'm going to draw how in biomechanics we learn that excess body weight in the midsection translate to compressing the discs in the back. But before we get into that, I do want to touch on those two articles. Now, those two articles in one way or another showed that yes, excess body weight could be tied with having low back pain. But again, in these certain articles or websites, it's always suggested for the most part that further research is needed to confirm. But this, even when I was in grad school, I have come to find that in any type of research, they always say further evidence is needed to support this statement, which is okay because that just means that, you know, there's more to learn on the topic. But so, like I was saying, guys, I think the easiest way for me to be able to explain this is just by simply drawing it for you guys as best as I can at the best of my ability. So let's set up for that so I can show you guys what I mean. So what you just saw me build was a little makeshift overview camera setup. I'm going to be showing you guys or explaining on my little whiteboard. What I mean by that weight does have a, I would say, considerable factor when it comes to dealing with back pain. So let's go ahead and go to the whiteboard next. Alrighty guys, so I'm going to be using these two markers to try and explain how weight influences back pain. So I'm going to be drawing the vertebrae in blue, and I'm going to be drawing the bone in red, or the vertebral bone. So you have your discs, right? Your discs are these big spongy looking donuts, right? So let me just draw that in real quick. And then you have a bone sitting on top of each one of these sponges. And the sponge is cushioned for the bone so that the bone doesn't hit on top of each other. And then you have little pieces of bone that stick out that help conjoin or connect each of the following segments of the back, right? They help unite the entire back, but we're just gonna focus on one. So the body was meant to carry weight going up and down, meaning that the body isn't intended to carry weight sideways, or not necessarily for long periods of time. Your body was made to carry weight from the ground and head up. So meaning that your head or gravity is pushing down on you while the ground or the force from the ground is pushing upward. This in connection to the discs means that the bone is pressing up and down on the middle disc. So the middle disc is essentially like a little spring. Think of this as a spring, right? So it's a spring, and sorry again if I'm miscoordinating the colors, but I hope you guys are following along. So the back is essentially a spring pushing up and down on the vertebrae so that the body just doesn't collapse on itself. Well, when we cause damage to the discs, this throws off the alignment of the bone, causing inflammation to occur in the outside areas, pushing down on the nerve system that runs on the back part of the back. So what does anything of this have to do with weight gain? So let me erase this and explain how weight gain has to do with this little drawing. So before I draw anything, I have nothing against people that are overweight or underweight or anything in between. This is just a depiction to show you guys how weight translates into back pain. So on the left side over here, I'm going to draw an overweight person from the side point of view. So here's the stomach of the person, and I'm exaggerating, guys. Here are the legs, and these are stick figures. Sorry if you know they're really bad. That's the body. Here's the arm, and I'm gonna give him a little circle face. His name can be Z. And on the right side, we're gonna have an individual that is his goal weight for his body type. So whatever that may be for body types, I don't know. This is just a depiction, guys, okay? So this guy we're gonna call C. What's the difference between Z and C that's easiest to point out, guys? I'll give you a few seconds. The stomach size, right? There's no stomach size on guy C, but there is a stomach size on guy Z. So how does the stomach size translate into him having chronic back pain? So when guy Z is suffering from chronic back pain, I'm going to again draw it very cartoonishly. His stomach is a force that his body isn't accustomed to or wasn't built to handle for long periods of time. So his stomach is pulling, let me change the color so you guys can see. So his stomach is pulling in this direction, towards the left. And again, this is all just very basic words I'm using, very basic drawings I'm using to hopefully get you guys to understand how back pain can be translated to low back pain. So his stomach size is pulling forward, right? This, in turn, is causing effects over here in his low back. How, you may ask? So let's come right over here so I can show you guys what I mean by that. So coming again, drawing the vertebral discs and the bone beneath and above it. Remember when I said that the body is made to take force from either down or up, but not sideways for long periods of time? So let's now translate this picture of Z over here to the closer image I drew of the back, or the cartoonish picture I drew of the back. So when we look at Z's back, we see that there's force pulling or moving further away from the disc area. This in turn is causing a lot of pressure to be pushing on the back side of the back. So there's a lot of pressure coming back here. Why the pressure, you may ask, is back here? So think about it, guys. So if I have a large mass or a lot of weight over here, and I'm just gonna draw like 100 pounds over here, and this is pulling down. So essentially I should draw an arrow kind of coming down this way, right? So it's pulling the back, it's pulling towards the left side. So meaning that if it's pulling on this side, my back side is essentially getting shorter and my front side is getting stretched out because it's pulling on it. Now this is a hard concept to understand. I don't intend for you guys to understand it. I'm just trying to make it as simple as I can for you guys to understand. So when I have a weight pulling on the front end, my front part of my back is gonna open up a bit on either end, and the back side is going to compress. This compression can lead to changes or damages on the back side of the vertebrae that is closest to the nerves, because the back or the body wasn't intended to carry an extra, whatever that may be, a 50, 30, 20, 10 extra pounds in the midsection. It was meant to be a unified segment pulling for or having forces push on it either up or down, not, sideways or backways, just up and down, guys. But when we put on weight, we change the physiology of how our body's meant to work, as a unified unit. And those changes cause pressures in other parts of our low backs or other parts of our bodies. So therefore, I hope that this little illustration shows how bad weight can translate to low back pain. So like I was saying, guys, although there isn't too much research yet suggesting how being overweight has to do with low back pain. I tried my best to try and explain what I learned in biomechanics and translate that to you guys through that picture I drew. And again, I'm a pretty good cartoonist, but I guess I'm kind of bad at drawing, you know, real life pictures, guys. But yeah, so with that being said, guys, I did post those two website links at the description below so that you guys can read up more on it. And I also, like I mentioned, I did go on Google Scholar, but I didn't have any luck finding actual articles that were connected to overweight and DDD. So even though a lot of further research needs to be made, and it seems to be the case with anything that's, you know, having to do with research, there's always ongoing research for new evidence. But I hope that with this video, it helps you understand just a little bit more of how being overweight can possibly translate to having more severe back pain. Again, lastly, have I noticed changes with all the weight loss I've managed to lose? It's been about maybe almost 15 pounds now, and I still have 5 more pounds to go for my goal summer shredding weight loss. But I will say this one thing: whenever I don't work out, I feel more pain than when I do work out. So is there a coincidence? I don't know. You would have to manage your own body, listen to your own body, and be the final judge on that key aspect. But anyways, guys, as always, if you enjoy these videos, if you find them helpful, if you like my personality, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss a DDD Tuesday. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next video. Peace and love out.